Welcome to the Poor Man's Retro Game Room, and today I thought I'd do a quick pickup video. I just got back from Fort Morgan, and I found a few games up there in Fort Morgan at a place called Always Picking, and had some really good luck there the past couple weeks, and have actually been able to go there. It's in a town about 45 miles away from me, so I don't get up there all the time, but when I do, I have to check out Always Picking. One of the games that he had there that I had to pick up, he made me a really good deal on it too, actually. It came down quite a bit. Was Sunset Riders for the Super NES, and I do believe that this is the best port of Sunset Riders, and it's done very, very well on the Super NES, so really glad to have this in my collection. I saw it back behind the counter and asked him about it, and we got to talking, and yeah, he offered me such a good deal. I just couldn't pass it up. I'm really glad he did. So that's my first pick, Sunset Riders for the SNES. And then on eBay, this is an eBay find, the last eBay find of this video, but I also have been really wanting Rock and Roll Racing for the Super NES, and so I found that it was a little bit cheaper for the Famicom, Super Famicom I should say. So my Super NES is modded to play Super Famicom games, so I pulled the trigger on this, got a really good price on it, and it was a US seller, so I got it right away. It also plays on my Super Famicom games, will play on the Hyperkin Super Retron HD, the Super Retron HD, and it'll also play on the Super Trio Plus, Super Retron Trio Plus, yeah, whatever. The Retrobit Super Retro Trio Plus. It plays Super Famicom games as well as Super NES games, so have tons of ways of playing it, and it's an excellent game, and really glad to have it as part of my collection. Alright, so then back to Always Picking, because today I went in there. I knew that he had some games in that I really wanted, and the first one I'm going to show you is Outlander. However, I will tell you, I did have this. I picked this up just not too long ago, but it didn't have the manual. It was just game and case. So I found this at his place at Always Picking. It had the manual in it. The game's actually playing on the screen up there. But so really nice manual. Case is just in excellent condition, almost mint condition. If the hang tab wasn't busted off there, it would be. But excellent condition, and so I had to pick it up. And I haven't seen this game. I've seen this game twice, and it's been within the last couple of weeks. Ridiculous. So, Outlander, glad to get it, complete in box. And then I'm trying to kind of collect all the launch games for the Sega Genesis. Pretty sure Last Battle was a launch game. It's a 1989 game anyway, so I mean, if it's not a launch, it was certainly shortly thereafter. Complete in box, and not a good game. Wasn't a good game back then, isn't a good game now. Don't care to play it much, but I just want to have it in my collection, because it is one of those real early Sega Genesis games. And speaking of early Sega Genesis games, there was a couple of good sports games back in the day that launched with the Sega Genesis, and like I say, launched could be right when they released the Sega Genesis, but it might have been in that first year, real close to the launch date. But Pat Riley's Basketball, never did own this, played it a few times, and you know what? It's a good basketball game, and it reminds me of Double Dribble, but with like better graphics. And just a better game than Double Dribble, but man, it's not a bad game. It's not a bad game at all, and I'm glad that I have it in my collection finally. And then a really good golf game that nobody ever talks about, Arnold Palmer's Tournament Golf. This is again, it was either a launch game or one of the first year games, you know, very, very early Sega Genesis games. And so that's one of the reasons I wanted it. Plus, it's just a good game. And so, yeah, I had to get these. Both these games were $7 a piece. So you can't beat that. Couldn't turn them down. And then he had a game there that I've been wanting for quite a while. I played it a lot in the arcade. Really enjoy the Sega Genesis port. I think the Sega Genesis port's the best port. It is. I mean, hands down. I have both the NES port and now the Sega Genesis port of Roadblaster. And I got this complete in box as well. Really good box art. And I kind of like Tengen games, man. I don't know. But anyway, it's a Tengen game. It's, like I said, complete in box. Really faithful to the arcade game, and just a really great port. A lot of fun. Driving combat game. Can't go wrong with those, right? So anyway, there you go. There are my pickups. It's a quick video. Just giving you a quick rundown of the pickups that I've had this past couple weeks. Hang in there, man. You never know what you're going to find. Go to those stores and try to get to them as often and consistently as possible, because you just never know when you're going to walk into one of those stores or even pawn shops and find that somebody just came in and turned in all their Sega Genesis games or whatever. You know, you never know what you're going to find, and just hang in there. Keep getting out there. I know it's getting harder and harder, but I just want to encourage you to continue to look, continue to be out there, and just you know, be consistent and check. It never hurts to look. So, all right. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. If you stuck it out through this video, thank you so much for hanging in there through the entire video. Man, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time. Until next time, have a good one.